All right, welcome. Another episode of Chaos. Any things to throw or something? I don't know. We'll make it chaotic. I'm still Gem Chaos. Gem Chaos. Chaos Gem. I'll eventually decide. Okay. All right, so we're going to do something a little different this time. I guess last time we did something different. If the videos are in order, anyway. Let's find out. All right, we are back to relationship advice, but this is friends. So let's see. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like a friend's breakup is worse than any kind of relationship breakup, or that I have way too much experience with that. My 26 male friend, oh, my 26 male friend, 30 male, has become a completely different person. Do I even bring this up to him? I mean, how close of friends are you? Okay. Anyway, I'm sort of at a loss here, especially because his new persona has really been putting me off. Oh no. Oh no. Are we going to go down that road? Oh, we're going to hope not. Maybe it's a brain tumor. For context, we've been friends for a few years now and have had pretty similar personalities. He's been a pretty serious guy, careful, and with a dry sense of humor. However, over the past month and a half or so, he's done a complete 180. I mean, it's a month and a half, though. He's become a lot more outgoing, and his personality is completely different. Hold on. Oh no. I think this might be going in a different direction than I was afraid of. He can still be more serious when we talk, but his messages have been increasingly quirky, for lack of a better description. Laser. It's late. It's almost like the 2000s random humor, if that makes sense, which wasn't him at all. Brain tumor. I don't know. Half the time when I talk to him now, it feels like I'm interacting with a different person, almost like he's performing a character. I'm not really sure what to do here, if there's even anything to do. I feel bad even saying it, but he's becoming really grating. And as much as I love him, I just don't know how much longer I can put up with it. The change was just so out of left field. Where does that saying come from? Out of left field. I mean, I assume baseball reference. But, oh, sorry. No, sorry. Tangent. Let me know in the comments. Where was I? TM. It seemed like it happened from one day to the next. If anyone's gone through with something similar, I'd really be curious as to how it played out. TLDR. Friend's personality has seemingly TLDR. A friend's personality has seemingly done a 180 overnight and now feels like he's a completely different person. I'm at a loss as to what I should do because this new personality doesn't mesh with mine. But I also don't want to hurt his feelings. That was a really long TLDR for TLDR. Right, anyway, TLDR. I'll eventually get into stories about other narcissists I've collected. I'm just going to carry on. Let's check the comments. Oh. Oh. The story is only 8 minutes old. There's only one comment. I am part of a small 4-person group of girls in our late 20s. I don't understand. Let's try a different story. Relationship advice. I, 30 female, have ruined things with this guy, 32 male. How can I gain his trust back? Oh God, not this again. Ruin things. Trust. I've been dating this guy, M, for the past 5 weeks. We met on Hinge. What's Hinge? And he had been very upfront about his dating intention. After 2 dates, he said he liked me and wanted to give it a shot, and that he wasn't going to do anything with anyone else. I'm looking for something serious as well. So we agreed that we weren't actively going to date other people, although we never really said we were in a relationship yet. I have to say this felt a bit rushed, but at the same time, I thought I'd lean into it since I genuinely liked that guy. Oh boy, nothing could go wrong there. Prior to this encounter, I had an on and off situationship. Oh, here we go again. It's going to tie into another episode. Now, don't you? Oh, this is going to tie into another episode. Aren't you glad you've watched every single episode so you get all the references? Go back to. Prior to this encounter, I had an on and off situationship with this guy, A, 30 male. A and I met in August 25. Briefly dated. He then hit me with the classic, I'm not ready for a relationship. We reconnected beginning of this year and started texting again, eventually met up again in April. We were both away for a while. I realized pretty quickly this was a mistake as he started being very flaky and inconsistent. So I decided to move on, and that's when I met M. I had somebody recently on a dating app. I matched with a guy recently on a dating app whose hidden audio. I recently matched with a guy on a dating app whose audio note was, I'm not going to be ready for a relationship for another 6 months, so you might as well join now so you can see the work in progress. So when I am ready, it was very cheeky. It was very, but then I had to match with him just to be like, that was the funniest message. That was the funniest voice note I've ever seen. And then we go back to me matching people for bad reasons. Just like, this one thing was really funny. Or the amount of people that put dad jokes on their profile without the answer, so you have to match with them to get it. Well played. I tried to date this past year, but A was somehow always in the way, and I had struggled to like anyone else. Meeting M was a dream come true. Not only finally someone with the same long term view as me, but also someone who I immediately liked and who liked me back. I think we all know how hot it is nowadays in any big city and in the dating apps area. So true. But also, if it's explosive right away, it's probably lost. It's probably going to be toxic. It's probably going to be a mess. You want the nice slow whoop. Or so my therapist tells me. I only know how to date in chaos. That's fine. Prior to ever meeting M, I had bought tickets for two concerts. One was 2 days ago, and one is next weekend. And after A and I started talking in February this year, he decided to buy the same tickets. I had obviously explained the situation to M. I told him I bought tickets for myself months prior and that A was also going to be there. He said he was comfortable with me going, and I had plans of meeting him after the concert. So far, so good. Communication. A and I barely had any communication since I met M, and the few interactions were only music concert related. It's basically the one thing we connected on and have in common. That's no problem. We met at the venue, had a few beers before the concert started. We thought the band was playing at 8, but they ended up playing at 10. Oh, yeah, that's like bedtime. And he eventually asked what was the situation between him and I. I told him that I would prefer us being friends and that I told him that I prefer us being friends and that was absolutely not a date. After that, I had also mentioned I'd been seeing someone and that I was going to meet my date after the concert. A agreed, and I was honestly very proud of myself for finally putting up boundaries with this person that had been stringing me along for 8 months. However, during the concert, A kissed me. It was for a split second, and I removed myself immediately and absolutely did not kiss back. However, I obviously felt guilty about it. I mean, kind of assault. I was honestly pretty fucking annoyed. Not me, I'm reading. It's not my fault if it's in the story. Annoyed at A for breaking my boundaries 30 minutes after I had been 30 minutes after had agreed to them. There's a typo here, not my fault. Boundaries 30 minutes after he had agreed to them. But I also felt stupid for trusting this person again and being so naive. Not your fault. Listen, nope. Right after the concert, I met M and his friends for one last beer. And as soon as we were alone, I told M everything that happened. And he broke up with me on the spot. Oh no, red flag, out, out. Nope. Oh no, no, absolutely not. That is, I told you. Remember in the beginning I said, not in the beginning, but like 4 seconds ago. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He said he was pretty clear about his boundaries and that this is an absolute. He said he was pretty clear about his boundaries and that this is absolutely not okay. Yeah, it's not okay. She was assaulted. That he wouldn't be able to trust me ever again. And if I, she told you immediately. Oh, no, this dude. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And if I do that now, who knows what I would do 2 to 3 years from now? Oh, I'm so angry. We had a 1 hour conversation yesterday, and he seemed very convinced about his decision. That he knows he has high standards, but that he also holds himself at the same standards. Hey, don't get assaulted, or else. She couldn't have been more open and honest. Toxic man. That accepting a situation like this would mean moving his own boundaries, and that'd be the start of something unhealthy. Oh, I hope these comments see through this. This is miss. I am honestly devastated. I thought I'd finally met my dream guy, and I can't. Okay, hold on again. I forget how long they've been together, but not very long. If you think it's your dream guy within the first day, week, month, it's hormones. I am honestly devastated. I thought I'd finally met my dream guy, and I can't believe this happened. I know I am at fault. Oh no. Oh, see, this is. We are gonna breathe through this. But it feels like a pretty borderline situation that I tried to reject in the ways I thought best. Obviously, I didn't handle it perfectly. I could have moved half a second earlier from the kiss. Yes, you could have been psychic. You also could have come from the future and interjected right at the moment and been like, why didn't you do that? Mm-hmm. I could have skipped the concert altogether. I could have done many things, but I never intended for anything to happen with A. And nothing really happened? Question mark. You went to a concert with an ex that you had a conversation with about being friends. They agreed. You can be friends with exes. I hate, I cannot, I hate the entire trope of, you can't be friends with exes. You can't be friends with the opposite sex. Like, oh God, I can't. Have better people in your life. Good people who respect boundaries. I talk about boundaries a lot. I've worked really hard on boundaries. I'm working past my people pleasing phase. I'm really good at this. Where was I would never ask someone to compromise their boundaries and or values because of my mistake. But I also think people are flawed and human and not everything is black and white. I feel like he's making a mistake by giving up so quickly on us. I had hoped me being upfront and transparent would have been enough proof of me being trustworthy. Yeah, you did everything you could do. I know it's only been 5 weeks. Oh, God. He's doing you a favor. He's doing you a favor. This is the best favor he could do for you. And then I will eventually move on. But right now, all I want to do is. Again, typos. All I want to do is gain back his trust and fix things. Do you think it's doable? No, it's been 5 weeks. He's shown his colors. My plan was obviously give him some space and perhaps reach out in a few weeks and see if he'd be willing to start things again, perhaps slowly this time, like a coffee as friends or a walk in the park, and then take it from there. I'm not sure what's the best approach here. You leave, run quickly. I got broken up with once at a show, and so I'm in the bathroom, ugly crying, and you know how bathrooms are, for women. Everybody comes over and they're all holding me, and it's like I'm like what I'm one of the like elder emos, and it's all these little baby emos holding me. Really nice. And then they're like, let's go to the pit, and I'm like, you're right, let's do this. So I went into the pit, as you do, for a breakup. I didn't die. Wild night. And then later he tried saying, I didn't break up with you. I just abandoned you at a show and gave you the impression that it was a breakup. Like, let's see what some comments say. Oh, God, I already hate these comments. Oh, Reddit being Reddit. Oh, my God, I hate all these comments. All right, actually, this was. Oh, okay. So, I also had a question about this. Who did you go to the concert with? You said you bought 2 tickets and the other dude bought his own. Who was the extra ticket for? And she responded, 2 separate concerts. One concert hasn't happened yet. I just bought tickets for myself. Just whatever. Okay. I think this one's a little better. I'm not even reading the other toxic ones. Like, how dare you? How dare you have the audacity to leave your bedroom ever? Ever. Nope. Oh, God. That 12-year-old didn't know what they were talking about, okay? And I would go argue with them, but I'm not signing into Reddit. Let's try this one. It's been 5 weeks of dating. You weren't ready to move that fast into a relationship mode with M. And to be honest, M was pushing for a relationship too fast anyway. However, you agreed to it. And then you went to a concert with a former situationship that had ended only days before you met M. Yeah, you need to let M go, and then you need to cut off A for good and just be single for a while. I don't like, some of this is good and some of this what? Yeah, M was pushing for a relationship really hard, which makes me feel the whole like narcissist, insecure, controlling thing. But that's probably just me projecting, because again, I collect narcissists like Pokemon. But for him to be that, like, any stand-up dude date that really cared about you would have been pissed at that dude and would have. I mean, I'm not saying he should go. Violence isn't always the answer, but you can fill in the rest. Algorithms. But, like, you should just be single for a while. I mean, yeah, you should definitely let both dudes go, because I was hoping these comments were a little bit better. Okay, here we go. I don't know why everyone's being so harsh with you. I genuinely don't think you did anything wrong here. And honestly, good riddance for both A and M. Oh, A and M. I completely disregarded what you said to him and kissed you despite knowing you were in a relationship. Like you said, you pulled away immediately and didn't kiss him back. You don't need to feel guilty for someone else's actions. M had no issue with you going to the concert with someone you previously dated. So he doesn't get to be mad at you for that. It's not like you kept it a secret. You told him immediately. You told him immediately after it happened. So he doesn't get to be mad at you for that either. You didn't disregard M's boundaries. A disregarded yours. If M was really such a good guy, he would have been upset on your behalf. And certainly shouldn't have blamed you. Even if he changes his mind and wants to get back together, I don't think you should. You, and the other commenters here, really seem to have put him up on a pedestal that he doesn't deserve. That right there. That's like a marching red flag. Which, I ordered my red flag. It'll be here soon. I need red flag music. I'll have to create something. Like, I would do it now, but people are sleeping. Alright, so now, for my second favorite part. Again, for anybody who this is your first video, go back, watch them all. There's only a couple at this point, right? But we make up endings, updates, because we make up updates because everybody likes an update. And so this is where we have fun. Again, these are like 2D people, so we're just, fantasy. Remember, you clicked on this video. Okay. It has been 3 weeks. M shows up on OP's door with a bouquet of flowers. They're beautiful. Oof, beautiful. She opens the door. She's like, oh, they're beautiful. And he's like, I know. He's like, can I come in? She takes the flowers, smells them, and goes, no, and slams the door in his face. The flowers live for 10 days. She enjoys every second of them. M keeps texting her. And by the second day, she had to block him. But he just kept apologizing. Kept being like, You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't know why I was so upset over something so stupid. And it turns out that the next day he had a date with another girl. And by the next weekend, she was already cheating on him with his best friend in his bed. The end? I don't know. My earlier ones were way better. It's really late. I am exhausted. But I had to get another video done. So here we are. Make up a better ending in the comments. And now for my favorite part of the day. A customer gave me a list of things to do, but then he got really mad at me because I only did the first, third, and the fifth item. I turned to him and I was like, I told you, I only do odd jobs. It's late at night. Welcome to the chaos. Like, share, subscribe. Pew, pew, pew. I really appreciate every single one of you. Put a dad joke in the comments. See if you can find a dad joke that I haven't seen yet. If you put a dad joke in the comments that I haven't heard yet, I will feature it on a future episode.